Hello dear friends, I welcome you to another session of newspaper production and design. In this session, we will talk about step-by-step newspaper design for an inside page of any given A3 size newspaper. But before we begin, we must satisfy newspaper design prerequisites. To begin with, you must have a rough idea about how you want your page to look like based on the stories you are going to place in that page. From the editorial meeting, you should have information about how many news items are allocated to your page and what is the nature of their content likely to be. You should have all the stories in their final form, meaning all sub-editing process involving structure, treatment and spelling checking must already be done and the stories should be marked print ready from the page editor's desk. You must already have ranking information of the stories in order of their importance as first lead or intro, second lead or intro, etc. so that you know which story to be placed first and which one to follow. You must finalize regarding the photo stories, images corresponding to stories and other infographics material that you want to place in your page. You should have already processed them before going to InDesign in image editing software like Photoshop, Lightroom, Illustrator, etc. in terms of image selection and cropping, making sure that the image resolution is over 300 dot per square inch, image enhancemental color correction, conversion of the image from its RGB or other color modes to CMYK color mode, that is print ready color mode. And finally, saving the selected images in the TIFF format, that is tagged image file format, with LZW compression along with proper naming conventions as per your organization's requirement. And finally, all the relevant materials related to the page has to be placed in a single designated folder as ascertained or allocated by your organization. Once we are sure that we satisfy all the prerequisites, then we can hop into InDesign to continue our work. Here we are back again in the world of InDesign, and what we would like to do today is something like this. Well, this is not the ideal case. This is just a representation of any inside page of a A3 size newspaper where we are going to carry 4 stories, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there will be 3 images, 1, 2, 3 as you can see, and there is one advertisement as well. This page is not perfectly designed. When we will design, I will try to notify you with the problems we have and how we overcome this. Okay, so without any further delay, let's begin. So the first thing is first, I am supposed to check whether I have the prerequisite set or not. So as I said, the prerequisite is we should have all the stories organized and all the images pre-processed. So here I have a folder. Okay, in this folder you will notice I have all the images that I need to carry. I'll just try to show you a little bit bigger. So I have all these images which I need to carry and the headline as well as the details of the story. But the problem is these are not proper. As you can click here and see, it is saying it is a JPG image. Okay, and at the same time the image would be in RGB color space. So I have collected all this and processed them and made a single folder called final page 3. And in here, all this image I have converted them into their CMYK versions, and as you can see, they are saved in a TIFF format. I have also made sure that the resolution is 300 dpi, and I have put all my text in this single file. I'll just show you what is there. So basically I have segregated my stories as story 1. Remember I said we need to order the stories. So this is my story 1 and some placeholder text. In actual case there will be a story going around it. Then I have got my story 2, story 3, so on and so forth. So we will need this page when we will be designing. Okay, so having all these things in place, let me go back to InDesign and start building the newspaper. So I will go to File and say New and say Document. Here I will go to Print Options and choose A3 because this is what I want to work with now. And now I will come here and make all the settings. I will note that I am in the portrait orientation. I don't need facing pages. I will require 4 pages. It depends on you how many pages you want to work with. Okay, and I will make sure this is starting at page 1. And the number of columns I will use, A3 newspaper normally has 5 columns. So I will use it as 5 columns. This column gutter or the space between the columns. Okay, this I will make it 5 millimeter. The margins I will make it 10 millimeter, but make sure this is locked so that I will change once, and as soon as I press my tab it will be committed in. And bleed and slug I don't need, so I will simply hit create. So once we are here, I will go to first fix the basic settings and preferences. So I will press Ctrl K to go down to my preferences. You know, right? I can also do it going to edit, preferences and general, and we can come up here like so. Now here I will just make sure to check few things. Okay, I'll come to units and increments. Okay, I'll make sure these are all guided. These are all 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. This one is also 0.1 millimeter if possible, so that my cursor key increment is always perfect. Okay, so this is like key increment. You can keep it for 1 millimeter also, it is up to you. 1 millimeter will be 3 points, so I'm trying to reduce it to the bare minimum possibility. Okay, then here I don't need anything. I will be going down to grids and I will check for this baseline grid. This is something we will be using it today to get a lot of work done, particularly fixing the lower margins of the body texts. As of now, we will say whatever number it is giving, 12.7 mm to start, it's okay, we don't care. Relative to page margin we will make, this is very important change that you will have to do. And increment every 12 point, this is fine because our body text will be 10, and then we will also need to account for the baseline, leading space, everything put together. Weaving threshold 75 is fine. If later on we need, we can bring it down. Okay, and other things I will not touch here because these are not important. I will just make sure my dictionary is working fine. So English language, it is saying USA. As of now it is fine, it does not matter. Okay, ideally if I'm working from Oman, I will be trying to keep it UK. Okay, spelling, this is also enable dynamic spelling is checked, so we are good. Autocorrect, enable autocorrect is checked. I will also make sure autocorrect capitalization. Okay, and the language is also set. I'll come down to display performance and I'll make sure high quality and Greek type below 1 point. Okay, and rest of the things are somewhat okay. And I will hit okay. So at least my first portion is done. Mind it, once we are making sure that everything is fine, I will come to grid and change this baseline value. Okay, so I will hit OK first. And as of now, I can't see the baseline because our zoom is 52% and we have set it that it will only be showing baseline once we are above 75%. So let's quickly increase it. So I'm pressing my Alter and pressing it out. So now we are good. We should be able to see the baseline, but still we don't see because it's not enabled. So we go to view and we come down to grids and guides, and we will hit show baseline. Cool. So we are seeing the baseline, it's looking fine, but the last line is not matched. So here the trick I already told you before, also nothing new. I will just count for this one small number, it will be around 2 point something, like so, and I will see only the height value. So height value, as I said, 2.067, and now we don't need it. I'll delete. I'll go back to my edit preferences. I know it is in the grids that we need to change, and this one we will push it down. We will say it should start not at 12 but 2.067, same number that we have got there, and hit OK. Immediately everything gets corrected. So our baseline is now ready to go. Okay, this is the only small trick that we will have to follow. Now let's start with what are the things we will require. So first thing is first, we will have to make changes in our page layout. As you can see, my 4 pages are all aligned. In case you don't see it like this and you are seeing it like this, okay, that means you have not made the changes that I said in the previous videos. Ideally, when you open your InDesign in a factory default setting, your pages normally look aligned vertically. Okay, so what we do is we go to the page panel menu, go to the view pages, and make sure they are organized horizontally so that I can accommodate more page, and I really don't need such a big panel. And if needed, I can also give some space, because in newspaper we have many master pages, at least 2, where one is designed for the front page and all section front pages. For example, if you see Times of Oman, all the section front pages like the market page or the sports page, they have a design which is different from the corresponding inside pages. So we need one for that and one for the inside pages. In our present example, we will also do the same. So maybe we have an A master which will be connected to the front page, and a B master which we will connect to the remaining pages. Okay, so let's start by building this master pages first. So I will go down to first A master. The moment I double click, I am in the A master page. Everything is fine. We don't need to do too much work here. Only I need to give a black line over here, and probably in the top we will leave it blank, because here our masthead is supposed to be there. So we will not be giving any mark on the top, no page number, nothing, only one black line here, and that should be fine. So we will go to our line tool. We'll click once here. Okay, make sure you are aligning and snapping to the, see, we can feel that it snaps. See, you don't see the arrowhead. The moment we are snapping, it shows the arrowhead. Okay, so I'm picking up here when my arrowhead is there, so it has snapped, and I will try to snap it till this end. Okay, so we are good. Now ideally it will not be showing up anything. I will just go and press Alter and zoom to show you that you don't see anything here, because that arrowhead does not have any stroke applied to it. So I can also go to my stroke panel and now start selecting the stroke color. Right now it is none, so we will have to fix a color for this. So click here, make it black, and it starts showing up. And I will make this stroke to have the top thick and then, sorry, the top thin and the bottom thick line, something like this. Okay, 1 point is sufficient. I don't need any more. Only thing, I will push it down the margin line. So maybe by 1 millimeter. So I will push it 3 times, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that's a millimeter. Let's make 1 more millimeter, 1, 2, 3, and that should be fine. So I can see my nice border line plus this thin line which will be marking the end of the page. We can always click W to see how it is going to work, and it looks good enough. I'll press W again to come back from the preview mode. And this page, I will not do anything else. I'll leave it as it is. Done. Now going down to make the next master page. So I will click here. Okay, and then I can also right click and say new master page, or I can also go here and say new master page, all the same. Okay, so I will just add up a new master page. Normally I do it like this, which is faster. Okay, and it is calling itself B master page. I will not change the name because I really don't care. Okay, and I'll hit OK. And this B master page, I'm going to make some changes. So double click so that I'm in the B master page. I'm in the B master page. What I need to do is to give a line on top, a line on bottom, and kind of a page mark. I'll increase the zoom size so that I can still see my baselines. Okay, so I will come here. Now here we can also copy paste. I can go to A master and I have the line ready for me. I can click it, copy it from there, Control C, and come to B master. Okay, and place it here, Control V. Okay, and then I can place it right the way I want. Okay, so I'll start with the margin and then I will press 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so that it is placed properly. I'll just press W to see. Yes, I'll copy the same. Okay, I can choose to duplicate, edit, and I'll say duplicate. Okay, and this duplicate one, I will take it to the top, and in place of snapping it to this margin, I will snap it to this line so that I get some space where I can write things about the page header, or I can create the header part of the page. Okay, maybe talking about the section name and the page number, etc. Now in case of a newspaper, since both sides of the newspaper are printed on a single sheet, so we have a binding side and we have a open side. Okay, so ideally it will be nice if we have a facing page setup. So now since we have not done it before, we can still do it. We will go down to our file, we will go down to document setup, and here is the place where we can make it facing pages. As simple as that. Click once and we are good to go. Okay, and we will hit OK. Done. So I get to change this B master because it is supposed to be 2 pages. Because I'll take it and delete this one, and here I will create my B master. So I will go to page and maybe new. Okay, this we already know, and this is going to be page number 2. Okay, and all these things are fine. And based on master, no A master, it's just the one, and automatically I get both pages. Cool. Okay, that small step we need to rectify. Okay, now we will have to do the copy pasting job. So I'll click it here, copy this guy, and as of now, if you think that this baseline is really troubling you, at least me, I'm finding it very troublesome. So I'll go down to view, go down to my grids and guys, and I'll hide baseline for the time being. Okay, this shortcut is very handy if you can remember. That is Control, Alter, and quotation mark. Let's try it once. Control, Alter, and your quotation mark. Cool. Okay, so I will try to make sure I'm selecting this by marquee selection, then Control C. I'll go down to my page B, sorry there. Okay, master page B, and start putting it here, Control V. I'll design one side at a time, so I'll place it here. It's already snapping. Okay, and I'll make a duplicate of this one. So actually press all the control keys and D. Okay, that's how I remember it. It's not a big deal. Okay, I'll place it here. So now we are good with, here also I have one, here also I have one, but both of them are very difficult to see. So we select them and press the down key 10 times, because each time we press the down key, it is moving by a gap of 1/10 of a millimeter. because we have already made this 0.1 millimeter, if you remember. Okay, if you go down here and we are going to units and increments, and here is the guy, we have made it 0.1 millimeter. So each time we are pressing the key increment, it is moving only by 1/10 of a millimeter. So 10 times will be around 1 millimeter, which is a decent gap. I think we will also fix it for A. So select this, 4 more, 6 we have already given, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this should be a decent space. Okay, going to B again. I'll duplicate both these two guys. So I'll do Control Shift Alter, press all buttons and D. See? And we are duplicating these things. Okay. Taking it up. So I have made many copies. Okay, sorry. Undo, undo, undo. See, I pressed it for some time for the tooltip to come up. And these have created so many copies. I'll select them and place them on the top. Okay. And go open, and I think they are shifted because of my picking it too many times. So this is one. Snap to the top. This is the other one, which is supposed to be along this margin. If we are in doubt, we can always use the align tool. Okay. Yeah, one more is there, so I'll delete this. So here I have one, here I have one. I think we are good anymore. Here is one more that we need to delete. Okay, I see here is one more, so I need to delete. Is there one more? Yes. So now I think we are good. One, and here is one, here is one. Yes, we are good. Now I will select both of them, and like before, press it 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we are going up. And I think we are good to go. I'll just zoom it through so that I can see it properly. I think there are 2. Okay, how many of them are there? There are 2. So I will delete this one. I have one. Now here, the moment I come here, you can see my smart guide is telling me that I am right on the space. Cool. Now this one I want to have the top portion to be thick and the bottom portion to be thin. Something like this. This looks fine. This also we will check. This is looking fine. Cool. Now here, now I need to see my baseline, which is Control Alter and the quotation mark. And we will try to bring both of them down to fix it somewhere there. Okay, maybe to the top of the line. And here we are going to make the page number and stuffs like this. So I'll come down here. This side I will mark the page number. The inside would be getting its a section marker. So page number coming here. Now it's up to you. You can think of making some kind of a design here if you feel so, or simply give the page number. That is all up to you. For this exercise, I really don't know what to do. I'll make something like a circle or half of a circle, no, full circle only, because why to make it trouble. So I'll make something like this. Okay, and since I have only 4 numbers, so I will place the numbers here inside this. And now I will have no stroke, only I will have the fill with black color, and I will write my text on top of it with white color. I can actually place it something like this so that it feels like the pages, and I will also make it like that. These are all design choices. It's up to you. You want to do, you don't want to do, it's all up to you. I'll just make it a little bit bigger so that the line seems to end with the circle. Okay, something like so. So it will appear that the line is starting from the circle. That's the whole idea. You can think of different design ideas. It is all up to you. You don't have to follow me exactly. And my section name, I will write it here. Okay, now for the other side I will select the same thing. Okay, and you know what we'll do? Duplicate. So press all the keys and press once only. So this time we are not making many copies, only one copy. I'll just zoom it out. Here is the other copy. It has gone that side. We'll drag it along to the other side of the paper. Okay, I'm just zooming it out so that we can place it properly. Okay, hold this guy and we are going to place it somewhere there. Make sure that it is aligned properly. Okay, so it's finishing in line. Yeah, that's all. This is going to be my places for holding my page numbers. Okay, here I will write my whatever section name I choose to give, and that would be the overall design of this page. So let me just quickly put my text that I want to write here. So I will be putting on text. How? Text tool. Remember, type tool, not the Middle Eastern type tool, in case you are using the Middle Eastern version of InDesign. So I will come inside, see, come inside circle, it takes the shape as the guide, and click here and you are good to go. And I will be typing it in, maybe we'll go down to what? These type tools, and we want to insert special characters, we want to insert markers and current page, right? Ideally it has already written the current page. Okay, and then I can increase the size. Okay, let us give the text color to be white so that we can start see. And I will like to give this like impact, maybe that is bold enough. Okay, and I will like to place it somewhere in the middle. I like to make it a bit bigger, maybe 16 points. Yeah, that looks cool. Okay, and now I will like to place it in the middle. Okay, since I have taken the box, so what we do here, we go to fitting options, right? Not the top but the middle. Okay, and I also want the text to be center aligned, so double click the text and we go to this paragraph settings and press center aligned. Cool. Now this looks fine. I will do the same thing for the other side as well. Actually I can copy this so that I will not have to worry about fixing this page number again. So I will this time again copy this and place it there and remove that other circle from there. Take this out and paste it here. So it will, I don't have to worry for the same settings once again. Yeah, that's all we need to make the master page for. Then I'll come back to my first page. So I should be able to see the line here. Good. And now all the pages are with master page A, but this I need master page B. How do we do it? Very simple, like drag this and drop it here. Okay, see, B. Can also do this, drop it here, B. See, page number appearing, drop this, cool, B, and we are good to go. So now, as of now, what we have done, I'll just press my preview, W, okay, and we can see what we have done. I just want to fit page, so Control 0, right, and you can see what we have done. We have got this much done. Okay, we have page numbers, we have the line on the bottom, and we can write the header. I did not write the header in the master page because we are having very small number of pages and we do not have a official direction. Understand? If we are in a newspaper organization, then normally they will make every section as a master page. Okay, in this case I have avoided making because I really don't know what would be carried. This is just an example. Okay, so it gives me a flexibility. I can write my page sections here itself. So I will go up. Okay, and as I can see, my baselines are not visible, so I will press W again to make everything visible, and I will write the name of the page here. Say I call this Oman. So I'll write my text tool, start from here. I don't think I will need so much of space, but still let me write Oman here. I'm covering the entire line, but I'll make sure I'm sticking to the top. Okay, I'll write OMAN. Okay, and I will make this also impact, because impact is very heavy font. I'll write in impact, and impact I can also make it big. Okay, so it is kind of giving me idea about the section name. I don't want it to be black, rather I will like it to be in some shade of gray, say 85% or 80% black, so that it would be looking a little bit grayish in color. Why not 60%? Okay, so it will not be taking too much of attention. And this page we are going to design from the content that we have. Great. Now our job, we require to start playing around with layers first. So for every newspaper we need few layers to be created and maintain the contents in the layers so that it is easy later for organization purposes plus managing purposes. So I'll double click this layer. Okay, so that I can write it. I will call this layer ads. Okay, so all the ads in the page should go in this layer. All these things are same. I will not change anything, just hit OK. That's all. I'll make another layer. I will call this images. Hit OK. And one more layer. I will call this texts. Okay, so all the kind of texts I'm going to put it here. And each time I am importing something, I'll make sure I'm selecting the proper layer. Otherwise, I can also switch later, not a big deal. So now what I will do is, okay, I will load up my stuffs. I'm just concerned with this one page. So I will load up my stuffs from here. This is my final page. This is all that I need to carry. We will start with fixing the ad first. So I will select the ad, drag and drop it in InDesign. As it is loaded, this is ad. I'll go down to layer, make sure I'm in the ad layer, and then I will start placing it. Normally I will choose this corner. The reason being, the ad is walking from left side to right side. So placing it here, the force of action would be taking the attention out of the paper, which we will never do. We will always design a page with all the visual elements directing the attention inside the page, not from inside to outside. So we will place it here. Okay, like so, and I will try to cover as much space it takes to cover 2 columns. Okay, just the whole point is to make sure it is covering not too much but 2 columns. So this way it covers exactly 2 columns. Okay, leave it there and we are good to go. Now as you can see, it is leaving a little bit of space there. So I will zoom it up and fix this also. Now if I change, it will only change the frame. The image will not change. So I will make sure I am clicking this auto fit, and then when I am pulling, I'll also press the shift. So now it is perfectly matching up. Okay. This also makes it, see, if I press W, it is very difficult to know where is the advertisement, where is the rest of the page, right? That is the reason in my previous videos I told you that make sure always you give a 0.25 point of a border to every image for the safety. Okay, now in this case we can give more, but since we are going to do it for all the images, okay, why not to make an object style right now? It's a good opportunity to make an object style that we can use. We will make the object style. So I'll select this, go down to my object style. Okay, here is already a basic frame which is already given. We will not touch them. We will go to new object style. Okay, and this object style, in this case I will call it to be ads. So double click, and I'll call it to be ads. Okay, and I really don't need anything, so I will make sure except for the stroke I am taking out everything that is there. Okay, because we will not require anything as such. Okay, in this case, a story, of course, my mistake, by mistake I clicked that, and we are good to go. And the stroke only we will define here, since it is a advertisement, I'll give a 1 point stroke. Okay, and that should be fine, and we will hit OK. So we are good to go. This is for ad. Similarly, we will make one for the other images. So I'm going down and pressing W so that I can see everything back again. Okay, why it came to window? Because I pressed Alt in between by mistake, and it invoked this hotkeys. Okay, we will keep it aside, and now we are going to bring down other images. So as I remember, here was some image, okay, in the package, and there is a mugshot. Here is also a mugshot, but used as a display image, and here was one image. So let us bring those images first. Okay, so we will go down to our image page. We require this image. I'm pressing Ctrl also to multi-select, and this image. Okay, bring them here, and don't immediately click them. What we need to go to layers, make sure we're in the images now. The activity should be in the image, right? See, it's writing a tooltip also saying indicates current drawing layer. So we want to draw in this images layer. Okay, now here I want to start with the first image. What I am doing, you can understand, right? And we have done it in our previous exercises also, where I said if you load multiple objects, you can cycle through them. So I'll put this image somewhere here. Okay, I'll leave 1, 2, 3 lines for headline because it's going to be a banner headline, and I'll try to place this image over here. Okay, we always go by fixing to the column. The simple reason being, there is no point leaving spaces there. This one we will try to place it somewhere here. I'm not very sure why we will be moving it or not. We may move, but for the time being, let's keep it here. Whoa, this is a very big image. But anyways, and this guy we need half a column size. So maybe from here. Okay, I really don't know where we will place it, but roughly half a column. See, this much should be half a column, right? And we will place this image here. Now we will make an object style to cover for all these images. Okay, I'll hit this object style, another object style, and this object style we will call it images. Okay, and like before, no fill, nothing except for the stroke. Okay, taking out everything. Okay, my stroke, I just need 0.25 and color black is fine, and I'll hit OK. I'll again press my W to see. Here this stroke not very necessary. This one stroke not very necessary. Look at this. No stroke, it's very difficult to understand. Where is the image? Where is the page? So this one stroke, yes, very necessary. Okay, yeah, you got the idea. This is how the repetitive work that we do in design gives us a lot of different ways to kind of automate them so that it is easier for us to manage. Okay, now we will start with first fixing the headlines and the body text. Okay, so we can quickly start up by fixing the first story headline. So I'll go down to my Word file, cool, and take the very first story, and from the story till the end I will bring it. Okay, This is all placeholder text. I could have easily done this in InDesign, but the point of bringing it to Word is to show you the way that industry normally works. The staff reporters are generally filing their stories in Word format, which is again edited by the sub-editors in the corresponding Word formats, and then the tags and the stamps are given, and then the makeup editor, kind of our job for the time being, are the ones who are picking up from those marked Word files that are coming from the page editor's desk. Okay. Remember, a makeup editor is one guy who is good in editing as well, because our job, you will see, every now and then in real newspapers we need to also do some part of sub editing, because the stories, the way it is written, it is rarely a situation where you will find you can really pick a story and place it and it fits your allotted space perfectly. Almost in my experience, I never found stories which are so tameable. Always there may be a paragraph to a line, to maybe 2-3 words more than the space allocated or less than the space allocated. So every time we need to either add in or fill in, as we call it, or we need to scrape out. Okay, and that is probably the reason we all love to use inverted pyramid structure of news story as well. Well, that is a different discussion. Let's copy it from here and try to place it in InDesign. Here I'll again press my W to see my baselines, and I'll start placing it from here. Okay, so I'll use my text tool, and here at the time I will not change anything because I'm going to define a paragraph style anyways. So I'll start maybe from here and I'll make a small section first. Okay, like this is the image, so I will go up till the line on top, not here, up till the line on top, because that will be the gap I will like to create for this image. Okay, like so, and inside this I will paste. So Control V. And one mistake I did, see, I just did not remember that this is a text and has to be placed in the text layer. So no problem, it's just a startup. How do I know this? Because it is having a red bounding box like the image. So I know definitely this is in this layer. So not a problem, I will open this layer up. This is the story, drag it and drop it in this green one. See? So we are good now. From now on, we will be having this one as the active layer, so we will not be having any trouble as such. Okay, so this is my story. Definitely this is the headline. I'll cut from here to the top, Control X, and I need to place it from here, okay, somewhere here, and I'll make a box which will cover entire 3 lines, okay, like so. And I'll place it there, Control V, and I will take this section out which is not necessary, and this one, it's a headline, so I will try to make it in sans serif font, so say Arial. Okay, I will like to make it Arial bold and then try to increase its size, so Control Shift and then period, till it kind of fills in. Okay, it is filling in to a certain extent, but it is taking too little space, so something needs to be done. Okay, let's put a bigger word here. Okay, we call it mesmerize. Okay, I think I need to make it a little bit bigger here. Let's try to see how much space it takes. Okay, this is fine. And I'll place it in the center. In place of bold, I think I can make it black. And now I can make it a little bit smaller so that the words get in. This should be fine. Okay, so we are getting somewhere. Now I'll try to make some separation from here. Now this entire sentence is very funny in a way. There is no descender, only ascender. So it's good opportunity for me to make it come to center alignment in fitting, and this should be looking fine. I will leave some space from top, maybe 2 lines, because normally in stories we carry a byline here. Yeah. Now if in this story I don't need byline, then I will start right from here. Okay, if I need a byline, then I'll start from here. Okay, so I'll try to start from here. This one I will try to arrange it there so that we have a around a line space. Every time if I confused, I will press my W to see if it doesn't have, if it's having too much space. Now this is having too little space from top, so I will select and bring it down a little bit so that it looks neat. Now this looks pretty fine. Yeah. Now about this one, we'll click here to select the text box. Okay, we'll select this, double clicking, Control A. You can click 5 times to select the whole text story, you know that. Okay, we can go down to paragraph and make sure this is attaching to baseline, so align to the baseline. Okay, and now we can also do few more correction to this. Okay, and this one we will try to fix it by going down to paragraph styles. Now if you think it is leaving too much space here, okay, then we can actually counter for this. First, looking at the paragraph style, we will make one, so new one, double click and define it as the body text. So I will call it body text. Okay, I'll go down step by step. This is not required to have any paragraph style based on any paragraph style as such. So starting from the basic format, I really don't want this. I would like to have like maybe Times New Roman so that everybody has that. Okay, this is one font available with everybody. The text size, I want it to be 10. Okay, and now hopefully this is looking a little bit better. Automatically leading gap is 12, you can see here, because it is connected to baseline, so everything is looking good. The kerning method should be optical, and so far so good. Ligatures should be on, and it's up to you. Okay, depending on, this is more of an organization style referred from the style book that the organization follows. Some people like to keep ligature, some people don't like to keep ligature. It's up to you. Here I'll keep everything same because I have already defined language before, so it's not a problem. Indents I don't want to see directly, but alignment definitely. I told you before also, I'm a fan of using left justify so that the articles look a little bit more formal. Okay, and everything fine. This guy we need to allow some, so maybe 1 millimeter gap is fine so that it will jump kind of one baseline. Okay, and then we don't need a tab as such. Paragraph rules also I don't want to touch. Keep option I don't want to touch. As of now everything is looking fine to me. Okay, I will leave it as it is. If needed I will change later. So my body text type is all ready. Good. So I can snap it from here. Now since I've already made it like so I can always go to W and start filling the rest of the page. So I'll come here, maybe I'll start from here. I'm leaving a small gap there with only one intention, so that if I need to write a caption I can put it here, but it is somebody's mugshot. Okay, so I may not be using any caption as such, so I'll not leave space there. Okay, and we are good. Okay, I'll take it up from here and fill it in. So maybe from here till here. Okay, then from here till this column, and from here till this column. Okay, now if there is some extra space and stuff, we can adjust. Now sometimes you will never find a lead which is so big, so probably the lead would be something like, lead should be maximum 35 words or so, not too much. So I'll just press an enter to readjust this guy. This is adjusted, this is adjusted. All of them seem to be adjusted now. Okay, and some more text is left. So what I will do is I will try to show you how to make a jump page here. Okay, means when you want to move this story to some other page and we need to write this information that for more go to or more on page number. Okay, so that we can define here. So for this, what I will do, I will just make some space. I will give you maybe one line less. In this one line, I will write that information. Okay. For the time being, let me say this part of the story goes to page 4 somewhere. Honestly, I have no idea, but just to show you, okay, how it works. So I'll keep it up here so that it fills in the element. Okay, good. And let's say we are making it into 2 halves or so, 2 or 3 halves, it's up to you. And we are trying to place it here. Ideally, as you can see, these are all demo texts. Okay, so they really doesn't matter. But in real life scenarios, okay, you will have to make sure when you are picking out those jump texts, okay, it is necessary that you break the jump text on a paragraph only. It's not like somewhere from the middle you break it. It's a very bad practice. Okay, I have seen some papers they do it, but they are very amateurish paper. Okay, normally professional people do not do that. Okay, this also unnecessary. Do not make paragraphs which are just 1 line or 2 line unless it is a quotation from somebody or a line from some poetry or something like that. Okay, otherwise there is no point making paragraphs which are just 1 or 2 lines, and at the same time don't make a paragraph that is too big. Okay, a very big paragraph is always difficult for the people to read. So try to distribute your paragraphs evenly so far visually it is concerned, but at the same time do not forget that we don't break paragraphs just for the looks of it. There are other rules which are guiding how we should go about making paragraphs in our stories. Now, since in design this is not the concern that I'm supposed to talk about, so I'm just leaving it. Okay, but for journalism and news reporting, there is a whole chapter dedicated to these considerations. And hopefully now this also will go one stroke above. This is the case of a widow. Okay, and we cannot do anything about it. I will leave it aside. Okay, let me see if we can pick it up. Yeah, it looks nice. I'll do that. And this is all looking fine so far. I'll make a paragraph here just to have the look of it, and this one is unnecessary. Also this one I will break it into a paragraph so that it gets pushed a little bit more, and we are good. See, now we are breaking in exactly a paragraph, okay, look wise, and then this will also start from a new paragraph. Everything will be organized. So basically we are looking for this kind of a setup. So if I press W, you can see how it works. Okay, and then what we will do, we will write our jump page information here, but let us first fill in other stories as well. Okay, so here I will add up my second story. So I will go down to my Word file, look for the second story, and exactly the way I did the first, I will do this one also. So Control C, and in InDesign I will bring it out here, making a text tool. You know the drill. Okay, going down to the text tool, making a text box. Okay, like so, and Control V. Now since I already used a text, okay, remember this should be in green box, so we are good. Now since I already made a text and it is not connected, not a big deal. Select this, go to paragraph styles, body text. and everything is fixed. Cool. That is the advantage of making a paragraph style. So I'll select all this, Control X, and I'll write my headline. We'll start somewhere here. Later on we will readjust them as per necessary. So I'll say Control V, and I really don't need this story. And in my case, I can write this or keep it, this guy, out of any paragraph style. So just leave it basic. Okay, because here we don't need to make it align to the baseline, but this story we need to have it in 2 columns. So I will have one here and maybe 1 column here. Okay, now in such case, say I don't want to carry this story anywhere else. So how much space I have to click somewhere here to see how much is left. So just a line or so. So in this case, we can simply attach it here and the story will be accommodated. Okay. These are all more or less design ideas that you will have to like really work on the fly. Okay, there is no formula for this. Now, say for example, if I am doing this, this is not a sufficient way of doing, because it's a 2 column story. It should have at least 3 line headline. Okay. So we'll have to really make it big enough so that it should have 2 to 3 lines headline. Otherwise, this will not be getting balanced. So let's take this. I can select both of them like so, marquee selection, bring them down for the time being, and then adjust this to at least give 3 line space. Okay, it needs to go really big, and again text needs to be something which is sans serif. So I can go to, maybe here I need more, so Arial. Okay, this I will try to make it maybe Arial bold. Okay, because this is very thick. This one I will try to make it really big enough. So at least it is picking out 3 lines. Okay, now say for example this one is looking fine so far. Okay, I'll take it up a little bit, because here I don't need to worry about baseline. This is not connected to baseline anyways. And somewhat I feel I'll not like to keep it like that. Again, it's my personal choice. I will like to keep it center aligned. So Control Shift and C. And then I will be trying to push in the size if I can cover a little bit more space. Okay, that is the maximum I can go. If I want to go a little bit more, I can reduce the space between the lines. So first of all, I can make it optical, so it will be pressing it a little bit, and this space between the lines is where I can play around. So here I will try to reduce it. Okay, so little, so that, okay, let me first see what is the font size. So it is something like 36. Okay, so it's around 36. Okay, I can make it a little bit more. 48, too much. See, you need to use your keys. Okay, for the time being 38, I can now reduce the line gap so that they're pecking out, and then I can again increase it even further. Okay, so that it looks that much more clear, but never bring the number less than the font size itself. Okay, otherwise it will look really bad. And this is the best I think I can do for this headline over here. I'll always press my W so that I can see what I am doing. Okay, I can now push this guy a little bit up because the story on the top is clean enough. And I don't want to put another headline for this story directly here, because then headline and headline will make it confusing for the readers to see. So what I will do, and plus keeping a headline will push the image down, so this and this image will be becoming contradictory. So the only option I have is to place the image on top of this story like so, but that means the headline will go below the image, and then we need to put this image inside a box by theory, right? So that people understand that the image belongs to the story below it. Otherwise this image will be an orphan. You will never know this image belongs to this story or this story. So if the image is not covered by the headline, means under the headline, then the, like this case, headline and the image is under the headline, so people know this image is related to this story. But in this case we cannot do this, so the solution is applying a box around it. Okay, so this looks fine. Now these lines we can increase by one step, so, and let me see how much of the story is left now. Wrong mouse click, and wow, quite a lot of story is left. So this story, in such cases, if you are stuck and you cannot place it anywhere else, because only this much you cannot place it anywhere else, so you will have to really edit it down so that this part can be deleted. As simple as that. Now considering that this part is deleted and we don't have anything left here, this is where your editing skills are required. Okay, you'll have to literally strip this story down, because only for these few lines you cannot accommodate or take another space in some other page. Then adjusting that one will become a very big hassle. So my image is looking nice. I will write a headline here and follow the story down there. Okay, so let's see what is the story. So here is the headline and here is the story. So I'll copy this. You know the drill. Take the text tool. Okay, you can place it like this. Done. Control V. Then this police story part I am deleting. I'm leaving the headline, and from the body text I'm selecting everything. I'll extend the story also. I don't know how big is the story. Okay, let me quickly extend this and see how big it is. Okay, that much only. Double click, I'll select everything, Control X. One backspace also. So here I only have the headline left. Okay, I will leave this there and place my story somewhere there. Okay, now since there is already an advertisement, I think one more line I can bring here. So this story could have easily taken one more line. We will fix this later, not a problem. Okay, I'll come down here with my text tool. So I'll leave this much space for the headlines and start filling it from there. One. Okay, Control V, and we are good to go. This one, selecting everything, body text, cool. Okay, meanwhile I'll press enter to fit in there, and that looks fine. Remember, this is not done that easily that you just like somewhere and press enter. You will have to read the story, find the breakpoint, and you will have to split paragraphs. That is the reason this designing process, okay, you need somebody who is also a very good editor, and normally this makeup editor is a person who is pretty senior in the organization, who has good understanding of what he is doing. Okay, the work is not very easy. Designing is easy, but what to design and how to design is not a very easy job. Okay, it takes a lot of experience and work, and the person should be really good with his language skills as well. Okay, now here this is really becoming too big and too thick, so I will try to make it with impact. Impact font is something which I like a lot because it can accommodate lot of information, because the font is very tightly packed. Okay, here I will make it obviously optical, and then I shall see how far I can pack it down, and this is good. Again, like before, I will just compress the space in between them. So double click, select everything. Okay, 1 2 3 4. Okay, you know that. And I'll bring it down to 34 itself, so that it is nicely packed. It will not take too much space also, and while reading also it will not be too much disturbing. Of course it is not very easily readable, but it will not be too much disturbing. And again, this one I will try to increase the size a bit. Okay, that is the best I can do, and I will try to make it center lined. Okay, and I 36, so it must be 36 at least. Okay, and that is the best we can do for this story. And then I'll go to W, then I'll try to see how far I can push it up. Now generally speaking, if you have a caption here, then definitely it will go down. If you don't have a caption, then you can keep it like this. And then since we are having an image here and immediately the headline and the story is following, so particularly in this particular case, okay, I can do away with a caption. I really don't require one. Okay, so it's good enough space. Again, pressing W, I'll pick up from here and take it from here, and so okay, little bit off, sorry. Always make sure you're using the guideline. I see a lot of students use column guides and then they don't use column guides. Then what is the use of making the column guides in the first place? Okay, so this story is running a bit short, so we will first try to collapse the unnecessary spaces. This is too long. Generally we will not have a lead which is, or intro which is so big, so maybe intro will be around 35 words, so I'll cut it down here. Okay, then middle story is this one, should be fine. It looks, look wise it looks okay. I cannot really comment on that whether it is good or bad, but I will try to compress them by maybe 2 lines and it should be sufficient. Little bit space left. This kind of trouble you will always have with newspaper design. Literally you will be fighting for your space allocation. Okay, see how weird it is. Now this looks fine, but this is the guy which is giving us a trouble. So in such case you will have to add up some more words or lines here, read your story, find out some more words so that it takes that one extra line here. Okay, that's why I say it's not a very easy job, because you need somebody who's really good in adjusting. This is fine and like so, but this one we will have to add up some. If we give entire paragraph, in this case it will not work because we don't need to have this extra space. Okay, so for the time being let me go with this. Okay, but generally we will add up few words so that it just takes up a line, and this should be fine. So now having this one ready, I will have to create a box around it. Okay, so how do we create a box? You can simply take a rectangle or you can take this frame. It's all the same. I will take a rectangle. Okay, and I will try to take the rectangle right from this corner to covering the last line and making sure it's not ending up here, it's coming and placed in the middle. The smart guide will tell me where is the middle. Okay, so this is the line, a little bit, half a line more, something like this. And then I will give a box. So since for add I made already, so I will simply go to object style and maybe click, it should be working. And there is no field, so everything is fine. Okay, now to show you what I am doing, I will press W so that you understand. Okay, so I will press W, and here you will see a very funny situation. The image and all these are stuck to the side. So I will select my box now, and then I will try to nudge it to the side so that everything appears to be in the center of the box. Cool. Good. And I can also take my image a little bit up like so that the border around it is nice. This means I can take my headline also a little bit up so that it gives me a decent white area around my box. Once I am done, I will select all the elements inside the box. Very important, don't leave anything. Okay, press your W and you see you have gone out of the margin. So zoom it a little bit, you have gone out of the margin. Place your box in the margin and nudge everything till your box is coming within the margin. Okay. Now I'll do it once again. So while bringing it, I am also pressing my shift so that it stays in the line. Okay, that's all. This will also create the box and the stories to get shifted a little bit this side, but that's not a problem. When you see the page, okay, it will look perfectly fine. Okay, so almost we are done with this particular exercise. Now only the last story to be fitted. So image, I will be keeping it here, and this is the image where we will require text wrapping. Okay, so let it be here for the time being, not to worry. Okay, let us first finish with the text wrapping also. So for this image, what I require is to have a text wrap. So text wrap, I want to have a text wrap around the image. Okay, so this kind of a text wrap. Okay, and then I need to make sure this is around 2 millimeter so that it is easy for everybody to read. Okay, and that should be sufficient. Now from the top and the bottom, even 1 millimeter is fine, but the side should be something like 2 millimeters. Okay, then we shall see how we can adjust this image later, but let us keep this for the time being. Okay, let's go and take the last story. Okay, I'm picking up the whole story that is there. Control C, coming down to InDesign, and I'm trying to fit it in. So again, you know the drill. Type tool, start filling your story from one of the margins like so. Control V, right? And I will be making my paragraph styles, body text, so it will fit it automatically. Okay, my bad, I did not select it, so it did not get applied. 2 3 4 5. Okay, I pressed 6 times actually, so the selection went out. Body text, everything is getting attached to the way it should be. Now I will take this headline part, Control X. I'll go to take my text tool and place it somewhere here. I'll adjust it later, not a big deal. And I'll place it, Control V. Now here, as you see, it is already having this baseline connected. So the option, quick and easy option, is simply choose the other paragraph style and it will be out of that. Anyways, we need to have a different serif font here. Plus, we don't want the headlines to be connected to the baseline because we need to move them around. Actually, I need this to have 3 columns. So let me just spread it across 3 columns. This one is too much. So let us take it down for the timing. Let's first fix this headline. So I'll select this. I'll try to use maybe Arial black. I'm trying to keep to Arial and Times New Roman and things like this. The only reason being to make sure that this is accessible to everybody who's watching it. Otherwise, there are other fonts also. Sometimes newspapers, style book defines fonts as well. Okay, now I can really make it a little bit bigger, but I think in this case Impact would be a better choice, or Arial family but different style. Okay, Arial family, but there are different styles in Arial. We can choose something which works better, like narrow bold. So this will fit in better. I can also make my text grow bigger as well. And then, as I said, I will try to keep it in center and things should be fine. Okay, I don't need so much space. This much should be sufficient. I'll come to this later. Let us now fill up our story. Now in this case, I will like to write a byline just to show you how the bylines are made. Okay, and then I will fill the stories one after another. Now since it is already having a text wrap, so I need not worry about anything else. Text wrap will be automatically performing its function, so we are good to see that it is already been covered. Now here you can see top is fine, but bottom it's leaving one more line because this particular image. Okay, let us first fill the text, otherwise there is no point going into this. I'm just trying to cover it up. Yeah, and maybe some extra portion is left. I don't know how much. Wow, quite a lot. Okay, we'll come down to this later. First let me explain this case. So I'm pressing escape because I'm in the text tool. Okay, so I'm pressing escape to go to my move tool. Now up here what I will do is I'll come down to first of all this text. See, now selecting this has become a issue, and this text, this one, this ones, all these text have moved from the text layer to the image layer because they are all binded by the red box. So I'll have to first fix them. Go down here, see all these guys except for Mr. Gilbert. This one, everything should go. So this one is supposed to be here. Okay, Gilbert, all TIFF should be here. So 3 TIFF, these are all by mistake has come here. Okay, selecting everything, I'll drag them all down to the text. So they have all got green now, and we are good. I can select my Gilbert image. So this is this image. Sometimes you will find these problems. So this one I will make it lock. So this is not going to come. Now if I can come, I can select this. Okay, this is the advantage of using this layers text wrap. Now really I don't want this to have 2 millimeter here, so I will unlock it, and from the bottom I will make it 0. See, side also, if you think, you can press W and see if you think you need that much space. It's quite even now. It looks good, so I'll leave it as it is. Going down to layer, unlock my text, and we are good to work with text again. Now here everywhere again the same problem. This will not be such a big paragraph because it's a lead, so it would be something like 30-35 words, maybe 40 words, not more than that. So apparently it will be broken somewhere here, but that is also too much length for a single paragraphs to come. Okay, let me see if I can divide it somewhere. No, because this does not make any sense. Just for visual purpose we can divide it something like this. This is how normally a newspaper page should look like, and this one will be also broken somewhere here. Okay, please understand this is done totally whimsically. There is no logic in the way I am doing. Reason being, I have no clue of the real stories, but in the real life we never do it this way. Never do it this way. We will always be having a story. We will have to read the story, figure out what works best. Okay, I am trying to keep it up here. Okay, we can always use our W to see the lines the way they are aligning, and this one is going somewhere here. Now this looks kind of okay to me, but probably this one word needs to go, so probably in case we will have to short it down like so that this paragraph is no longer there, and then we hit a paragraph. This is how it should be packed down. Okay, plus we try to place these images Okay, you try to place these images. You can for the time being push this down so that anytime we come we can click the images and work with it. So I'm going up. I could have easily jumped through, but I want to do it like this so that we are having enough space on. Okay, we generally try to work it. The image should be starting from the top of this line. This line should be managed. You can always press W to see. You should be having somewhat like an alignment there. Otherwise, it looks a little bit awkward. Okay, and this is the way the page should be managed. This looks fine. Here we can connect this. Sometimes we need to connect, sometimes we need to break it apart, and maybe we will try to break it somewhere here. Now for this connection and breaking, you will really have to go through the text to find out what best you can do for your text works. Okay, now the body text can be pushed here. Okay, done. This one also can be pushed here, also can be pushed here. So this is how the text more or less will be aligning. This one probably will be breaking here. Okay, and say for the time being, because this paragraph ends here, this stories, normally assuming the stories are written in an inverted pyramid format, we can get rid of them. Okay, let me also try to pack it up. This one can go one line. The story can start from here, so I'll take it one line up. This one also can start from here, so I'll take it one line up. And again, this image guy, okay, can move up. Okay, just to see, yeah, alignment is somewhat okay. So now we can see we are accommodating more of the stories. This can get connected together, and these things we will get rid of, imagining this to be an inverted pyramid structure story. Okay, and that's how we can pack this particular example to fit in our news items. Okay, and now I will press W and I'll just see it in whole page once. So everything looks fine, only here we need some sort of a divider, okay, a line maybe, and rest everything is packed nicely. So we will try to do that simple small work. Okay, here we need a line, so press W so that you can see it, and I use my line tool. I'll start from here, I'll press shift so that I'm always straight, and I will end up here. And this one, as I said, I'll make it 0.5. And I'll go down to my object tool, object selection tool, and press W to see. This time it is looking fine. So if I come here and try to show you what I have done, like so. Okay, now since in newspaper most of the time we work with text, that's why at the end I again put the text on top, because images we will be, once they are placed, we will not be working much with the images. Okay, so I'll just keep it aside, and then hopefully this is how my page is supposed to be designed. Now jump page is pretty simple, but to understand jump page we must be able to know how the jump page is actually working. So jump page basically works based on the threads. Okay, so if you go to view and you go down to extras and enable show threads, so whenever I'm clicking any story, okay, any story, it's trying to show me where the thread has gone. Jump page actually understands this, and the way you make is very simple. Make a text box, connect it, and it will understand. So I will show you first. Okay, so what we need is, as I said, I need to make a text box. Okay, so let me make a quick text box like so, and whatever you want to name it, like for example I call it 2 page and then I give a dash also. And then the number, when I want to call it the dynamic text part, I will go down to type, go down to special characters, markers, and next page number. As simple as that. Click and you are good. This needs to be connected to the top, so we will make sure this content is somewhere in this part, that is lower right corner for English newspaper, and maybe lower left corner for the Arabic newspaper, because that's the way we will be placing it. So I place it to the bottom. Okay, and also I'll make sure I'll select this text. Okay, I'll place this text to the right side. The whole trick is, just notice, the moment I bring this and place it here, it must overlap this text box, by the way. If the text box is here and you are placing it there, nothing. It only shows you this particular page number. But if the text box is here and you are having this one overlapping, okay, overlapping like so, see the magic happening there. It already takes. Now generally in newspaper we give a text style or a paragraph style to this also. So let's quickly make a paragraph style for this guy. Right now it does not have any paragraph style. We will make one, so, and we will call it jump page. Call it jump or page jump. That makes more sense. And this up to you, you can make it anything. So I will just try to make something really heavy. So maybe, okay, impact. Size, our body text is 10, so making it 12 will be very strong, so I will try to make it say 9. So tiny guy. Okay, optical, everything I do, else I'll keep it as it is. I'll just change the text color to say red. Okay, and hit OK. And then my jump text will be looking something like this. Now since all the story elements are here, I will also place this here. Now another thing, this gap I want to make it a little bit more formal, so I'll click here, type special characters, and I'll go to hyphens and dashes, M dash, so it gives a nice dash to this one. Okay, I can copy this thing, Control C. Okay, I'll place it into my 4th page. Now obviously 4th page will have a headline here and the information should come there, right? So double click here, Control V. Okay, it has come here, not a problem. Here I will try to arrange it to the top right corner, right? So top, and the alignment is normally given by the text itself. So I'll go to its, I double click to get into the text mode, and I will try to place it like so. Now this is somewhere we will be working, so I can come here, place it there. It will report this page number, but the moment my text box overlaps this, okay, it will start reporting the previous page. But for that I need to double click, select this text is what I want to change. I'll go down to again type, special characters, markers, and this time in place of next page number I'll go to previous page number. And see how easy it is. If it is not overlapping, it reports the page. If it is overlapping, it reports the previous page. Now I can copy paste the headline that I have given to this guys. This is the story, right? So select this, Control C. I'll come down here and I will use this one, Control V. This is a too big headline and the fonts and stuff, everything can change. This can go into now 2 lines. So Control A. First of all, make the headline small. so that I can accommodate into 2 columns, and then we will try to quickly accommodate in 2 columns to place it here. I'll try to place it like so. So it's working fine. So this page would be looking something like this. Obviously there would be paragraph, it will not be such a big one. Column in general, let's make a paragraph randomly here, and maybe one more. Again, I am repeating my point. Remember, this paragraph is not done this haphazardly. Okay, there is a lot of calculation, permutations and combinations going down in the process these paragraphs are made. It is not that somebody simply press the enter and make a paragraph that easily. It is not done like so. Okay, lot of judgment goes in making a paragraph, and the person who's doing this must be one who has a sound knowledge of the language as well as the idea of the news that he is going to edit. Okay, something like, right, not getting it touched. Yeah, and maybe this ones can go up here so that it can take up that one line as well. And this one also can take up that line. So it can go one line less and everything is well organized. Okay, we can always press W to see the look, and it is looking fine, and you get to know how to make these jump pages as well. So this is all the exercise that we have. I will quickly show you. So I'm going to my page and I'll double click the number so that we can see the pages, and Control 0. Now I can go to this page, and this is how my page looks. I'll press W. As you can see, this is the look of the final page, and page 4, this is the look of the final page, since other contents we have not developed. So with this, we have designed one inside page of any newspaper. Important is not this content that we have put there. Important is the idea which we use to place these contents around. Okay, hopefully you get the idea. In case you are not very sure, you can leave comments and I will try to reply. With this, I end up this session. Please be safe, take care, and we will meet in our next video.